Hello, guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how you will work yourself mentally. People who have worked on themselves mentally are just different. Their actions and words betray the work they have put in themselves. You always get the feeling of this person knows who they are and what they are talking about right away. It's almost as if you can smell their confidence. They are smart, good conversion, good goal oriented and purposeful. These are these are the people who have achieved psychological growth. You can tell that they have wonderful minds. What have they done differently that makes them psychologically mature? The short answer is they have fed their minds with the right things. They have taken the time to work on themselves and have become good thinkers, talkers, and problem solvers. They know how to use their minds well. Then why don't we? We navigate the world with our minds. It makes sense to grow it, sharpen it, and have it ready to do important things. Mental growth is that meta ability that makes all other abilities happen. It's the skill behind the skills. I don't care if what field you are working in, no matter what you are doing in life, you are using your mind to do it. The better you use your mind, the better you will do what you're doing. If it makes so much sense to sharpen your mind, why don't many people do it? Is our education is equal to mental growth? See, most of our education systems throughout the world pay little attention or no attention to psychological growth. They equip the students with the skills required to land a job. Most of what is taught is redundant and no longer applicable to the highly changing job market. The self industry helps fill the gap left by the education system. But if the self help books aren't directly going to help a student land a job, why would they bother reading them? And that's exactly what happens. Most people don't take the time to develop their minds because they simply were not taught to do so. They think learning technical skill is enough and skip developing their minds. So you have people who can't think on their feet. They want their employers to tell them what to do. They want step by step instructions for everything. Let us talk about a person who is working in a research lab at a premier institute. She was saying that her lab mate took 1 year to solve a problem that could have been solved easily in a few weeks. They kept repeating the experiment despite getting incorrect results. They thought repeating the experiments over and over would magically lead them to the desired results. This magical thinking is a sinner of stunted mental growth. Sure, these are some of the best students in the field, research scholars. They have highly knowledgeable about the areas, but not about how to use their minds. They lack thinking and problem solving skills. The education system relegates these topics to fields like psychology and industries like self help. That's a valid categorization, but it makes the problem worse. People are like, why should I learn how to think? I'm not a psychology student. Dude, you need to learn how to think because by doing that, you will do what you already do better. If you are going to use your mind to do anything, you have to know how to use it. So, how can we achieve mental growth? Developing your mind will not only help you succeed professionally but also improve your relationship. The better you understand yourself and others, the fewer problems you will face in life. A large chunk of our problems stems from a lack of self understanding. While mental growth takes time, there are some key principles to remember. Number one, garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage into your mind, your words and actions will reflect it. People can take great care in trying to eat healthy but hardly give a second thought to what they are putting into their minds daily. You internalize what you are repeatedly expose yourself to. So it's important to try and filter out all the unhelpful stuff clamoring for your attention. Number 2 is becoming a better thinker. It's easy to correct your actions but hard to correct your thoughts. Some people are set in their mental ways, it's hard to move them mentally. The more you catch yourself saying, I have been thinking about it all wrong, the more psychologically mature you are. It tells me you are constantly refining how you think. Many problems occur because we are thinking about things the wrong way. Take feedback from reality and be willing to change your thinking if required. Number 3, becoming a problem solver. The best way to hone your thinking skill is to get good at solving problems. Take on more challenging problems frequently. See how far you can push yourself. I know it's much more convenient to seek help, but don't do that at the cost of your own mental growth. If you have exhausted all your mental resources or don't have time, then you can seek help. If you want to be able to depend on yourself to a certain degree, avoid rushing for help at the slightest inconvenience. Number 4, becoming a good decision maker. Our life is filled with making important decisions that have a significant impact on our lives. Yet, we don't know, nobody teach us how to make decision making. Did we taught how to do this in school? Exactly, no. Decision making is a skill like any other, but a critical one. Poor decisions can be costly. So make it sense to learn how to make good decisions. We have several bases that make us susceptible to making poor decisions. It is important to learn about these biases. If you have been lucky and haven't made a bad decision yet, who's to say you won't in the future? Prevention is better than cure. Number 5, developing emotional intelligence and maturity. So, developing emotional intelligence and maturity is one of the most important aspects of mental growth. Being mentally strong is all about managing your emotions well. When you're being emotionally intelligent, you understand your own emotions and the emotions of others. It's always refreshing when someone gets you on an emotional level. It's highly satisfying and lets you develop deep connections with people. Number 6, helpful mindsets and values. Mindset can be helpful or unhelpful. Beliefs and mindsets are precursors to behavior. When your head is in the right place, the right actions follow naturally. Having the right mindset will allow you to overcome the most challenging obstacles. We humans tend to observe the mindset of the people in our social group. Someone has rightly said that you are the average of the 5 people you most hang out with. Having the right kind of people around you is probably the easiest way to speed up your mental growth. Number 7, gaining knowledge. Knowledge was, is, and will be power. There is just no way around that. Whatever progress humans have made and will make depends on our collective knowledge. The same is true for individual. The more we know, the more we grow. If you want mental growth, you have to keep gaining more and more knowledge. The more truths you can know and understand about the mind, the better. The challenge is it's hard to know the truth. It can only be known by digging the pit of knowledge deeper and deeper. The more knowledge you gain, the more patterns you can see. Over time, you will find that the truth emerges and converges out of these patterns. You keep seeing the same things over and over. It's because you. This is true for everyone, including mental growth. Growing mentally requires overcome some universal human weakness and to think better. Once you get it and practice it, you will attain physical growth.